Time for some group ride breakdown videos. I have no idea what I'm gonna title this ride, so hopefully it was catchy and you clicked on it because it was catchy. But I'm thinking my mindset for this ride for you guys is giving you some tips now as a second year Cat 3, coming into 2019 as a Cat 3. My fourth year on the bicycle, getting ready to start my fifth year on the bicycle. And maybe some tips now in the kind of intermediate level, right? Because I've had quite a bit of time in that beginner level, and I've tried to give you all my thoughts as a beginner, and you guys have really liked like my crit race breakdown for beginner, a lot of my group ride breakdowns. So I thought I would chat with you guys for the next, I don't know how long is the video, 30 minutes? 30 minutes. This is a group ride we do in Scottsdale. Actually, this is in Mexico. No, I'm just kidding. It's in Scottsdale, Mexico, somewhere. And, you know, we obey all traffic laws all the time. Always obey your local traffic laws, ladies and gentlemen. But, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity to show you guys how I train. So many guys have asked me, you know, you guys ask me on a daily basis, like, what do you do for training? Do you do anything special? Do you have a coach? I'm also going to look at some comments here because we have time. And feel free, guys, if you guys are on a trainer, you know, or you want to use this as a trainer video, feel free just to turn my volume straight down. Of course, subscribe before you do that. Like the video before you do that, but just turn my volume all the way down because I'm going to rant for a while. I'll be cutting music in and out a little bit here and there, but mainly it's going to be me ranting about what we can do better as cyclists to improve our fitness, get on these group rides, hang on to a group ride a little longer. Maybe you're not trying to get into racing, you just want to do better in your local group ride. Hopefully I can give you some tips on that. But I want to look at some comments from the last couple videos because I always forget people's questions and I'm like, man, I got to answer these questions. And I don't like typing. Like, I'm not a big typer. There goes Chad. Chad couldn't handle it. Took a little pull. You saw him roll down the right-hand side there. This is the second climb of the day. We do 5 climbs, up and backs on each one of these climbs. This is climb number 2. For some people, it's climb number 1 because there's now a second ride that does 4 climbs. I'm not going to get into that. That's a different ride. This is a 5 climb ride, and we go all the way to the top. Some people are not going all the way to the top. If you're in the A group, guys, go all the way to the top. You know who you are right now. I'm not gonna name names. You know who you are right now. Hold on, sorry guys. Anyway, well, I'll look through comments here as I'm talking, but basically, people are like, well, what do you do for training? What's going on? I'm watching on Strava. Strava numbers looking good. If you guys aren't already, follow me on Strava, link in the description below. And really, it's these group rides. It's getting out. It's being with other people that motivate you to push harder. I cannot train by myself. Okay, I'm on year 4, and let's just get all of the cards on the table. I can't train by myself. Like, I can go out and do hill repeats by myself, like up a steep hill, you know, 15% grade, like do repeats on a 2-minute 15% grade. And I don't feel the same after those repeats. I can't push it as hard. I don't have the adrenaline spike. We just made the corner at the top there, and now we're heading down descent. The descending is good too. Moving away from my conversation about I can't push myself as hard, just real quick, this makes me think about how another thing group rides do is they cause you to go a little faster everywhere, right? Like getting comfortable with being in a group of guys doing 36 miles an hour going downhill. As you see, we're negative 3% grade here. I'm not even on the pedals. 38, 40 mile an hour. Like, that's something that you want to learn as well. I think it's something that's very overlooked. And if you have a coach and he's coaching you and you're out and you're doing your little, I'm zone 3 for this much time and then I need to be in zone 1. Like, okay. But learning how to ride in a group, understanding how to descend at 40 miles an hour without, using any energy, like working through a pack, those things you gotta get into a group to learn them. You can't be taught them by like looking at your computer for an hour. So I wanted to say that because we're descending at 40 miles an hour right here. Then we're going to make a hard right. We are going to stop for the stop sign. We're going to make a hard right and you sprint up the next hill. We're already pretty much, shoot, we're 6 minutes into this video. Okay, so I'm going to go quick. I'm going to start talking quicker. If you hear rummaging, it's just the tiny woman. She's rummaging through something out there. What was I talking about? Oh, training. Yeah, so I can't train as hard by myself. These rides help you to push yourself because there's always going to be somebody that's very similar in fitness to you, and it's going to just make you push a little harder. At the top of that climb, you don't want to let that wheel go. You're just going to push yourself over the edge. I've just found that works for me. Competition works for me. See, I cut that right there because we stop at a stop sign and it's very boring, and then we sprint out of the stop sign. So then we sprint up the second hill. Tips for also get on your group rides, do the group rides. Once you're on a group ride though, once you're out here on the group ride, don't be afraid to get up in front and take a pull. If you want to get stronger, you saw Chad. Chad took a pull up that second climb. He got dropped. He's not even on the group anymore because he went too hard, blew himself up. He's gone. He's not in the group. He's just chasing now. He still finished the ride out, still did all the climbs. And next week he's going to pick himself up and he's going to do it again. And you do that and you get stronger. I promise you just get stronger. But to talk a little more in detail, some things that I look for on these group rides. Cadence. I've talked about this before in earlier videos if you guys go back and watch my videos. Cadence is super important. I like rotating. And I don't think people talk about this enough, between muscle groups. If you're in the gym, if you've watched any gym videos or you've done anything in the gym work at all, when you go to work out a muscle group, a coach or someone teaching you an exercise there, I just took a big pull there that, bridged up to these guys. And then I go all the way to the top. Look at this. That's where you got to turn right there on that group ride, guys. And you saw a couple people not turn there. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. Why are you out here? It's to do the ride that is the ride. You could be the first to the regroup spot if you just didn't do any of the climbs. You could just ride to the regroup spot too and just sit there and wait for us to get there. How much are you going to cut out, Decide. In fact, some people just ride straight to the regroup, I'm pretty sure, because I'm in the lead group and I get there and there's already 40 people there. Anyway, I'm ranting. So another descent, another stop sign. We stop, we turn, we go again. Tyler here. Tyler's not afraid to take a pull. Neither is Rob. Rob here now in front of me after the stop sign here. Big Rob, he's going to be in a couple of videos. He's going to be in this one, and then actually today, the day I'm recording this audio, we did Sorrel Lake. Rob met us out there, and Rob and I went at it on a 14-minute climb out there. Rob is strong, man. So he'll be in a couple of videos. You guys see him, Robert, riding the Roubaix with the head shock, Future Shock. Loves that thing. Loves that thing. So Robert takes a pull. I take another pull here. It's a group ride. I'm out here to train. I'm out here to see what I can do. Can I sit in back there and then win some kind of hill sprint? Probably, but I'm not interested in that. And there is a sprint at the very end of this video, which I am a little interested in, and I feel pretty good, so I take a little shot. But training, man. I could talk about training for a long time. Stop sign. We stopped. But really, keys are push yourself, throw yourself over the cliff. Don't be afraid to get dropped, guys. Do not be afraid to get dropped. I didn't show you guys, but for the last 2 months, I don't know if you guys look at my Strava, but I took 2 months off midsummer. So for the last, it's been about 2 months now of riding. For the first month, I'd come on these rides, I got completely dropped. I'd be riding around out here by myself. Then I started making it to like the B group guys, and I'd have someone to hold on to. And then I'd start getting in the A group again, and then, getting dropped. And I start getting in the A group and take a pull, get dropped. And now I'm back to where I can get in the A group and I can take some pulls and start being here officially. And that's why I brought you a video. It is, I have a little ego, so it's hard to post a video of me just riding around the desert by myself. And really, guys, the content's not that great. You know, it's just darkness. So it's more fun when there's a group of guys around. And nutrition is a big thing too. I think, you know, obviously nutrition is being talked about a lot now. I mean, it is being talked about a lot in our society, starting to learn a lot more about what makes people go. Look, don't get caught up. If you want to train hard, if you want to get faster for crit racing, for explosive type activities, if you're a sprinter, if you're a crit guy, do not get caught up in the ketosis epidemic that's happening. You know, ketosis works great for people who are sedentary, who just go to the gym, lift weights, who are bodybuilders. You know, you can be in ketosis. You can eat, you know, like a small amount of carbohydrates and live, and your body will burn fat more efficiently. But look, if you're on this ride, like right now, you're burning carbohydrates, you're burning through the glycogen in your muscles, in your legs, everything's lit on fire. If you don't replenish those stores, especially if you're training 2 days in a row, heck, even day on, day off, you're still gonna need carbohydrates on a high level to replenish stores so that you can train hard again, you know, the next ride. Don't get it mistaken, right? You cannot do hard cycling training in ketosis with any effect on, I don't want to say hypertrophy alone, but like on building the muscles in your legs, the strength, the pathways to create a fast cyclist. Now, if you're just an endurance guy and you just want to go out and, you know, I guess, I would say win Kona, right? I would even bring the triathlon guys in this. But the guy that won Kona is pouring high fructose corn syrup down his throat, you know, on the run. So he knew at that moment, like, I need something to go to my muscles because they're no longer working, you know? Maybe he trains all year in ketosis, and then when it comes time, he hits himself with the rocket fuel. But either way, if you're training yourself hard every day like this for an hour and a half, I mean, this is burning glycogen. You're in the carbohydrate burn. If you're fit enough that you're not burning carbohydrates on your ride, go find a different ride. You know, like that ride's too slow. You need to be burning carbohydrates, period. Otherwise, what are you doing? Just go to the gym then and lift weights, you know? Like riding around in a fat burn state for training purposes, to increase your speed and fitness and how strong you're gonna be on a bike, okay? That purpose. Now, if we're talking about burning fat, whole different conversation. If you're just interested in burning fat on a bicycle, it's not what I'm talking about today. Okay, so I talked about nutrition, my quick little rant on that, on ketosis right now and that. And we're getting close to the end of the video here. I think I left quite a bit of the regroup and stuff in so you guys can see the kind of the way the group rides shake down. And I think we're headed here to, I don't even remember where we are now because I was just like looking off into space. Okay, so we talked about nutrition, recovery. I like day on, day off. I'm a big day on, day off believer. I'm a big believer in sleep. Guys, get your sleep, you know. Right now, nutrition-wise, I'm getting probably 125 to 150 grams of protein a day, along with really as many carbs as I can eat, good carbs, and I'm just kind of you know, getting my fat when I get my fat, fish oil supplements and loads of peanut butter. I eat, you know, I just had, this is a Sorrel Lake Loop day today. I did 70 miles today or something. I just had 2 huge hamburgers that I cooked with mayonnaise and all the trimmings. Like, you know, I like protein, I like fat. Here we go. Last climb. All the dudes that have not seen the front now are gonna show us how strong they are on the last climb. Yeah, if you wanna win this, you just gotta perfect the sit-in, which is really good to learn as well. No, don't laugh at home because it is something you need to learn. It's something you cannot be coached by a coach. And it's something that you will take into crit racing. So don't be afraid to come out on these rides, even though you might get a hard time from your boys. don't be afraid to come on these rides and perfect how to sit in, how to float around, how to not take a pull, how to not see the front. The guy in front of me here did that very well, and it's an art. It's something you need to learn, and it's something that I am very good at when I want to be. So don't brush it aside. It's a very good thing to know. However, you know, is he really getting the most out of his 2 hours he spent with us today? No. You know, again, like if we're talking about maximizing your training time, you know, no. But maybe the next 2 hours he's actually gonna go ride his bike hard. I don't know. For me, I got to ride hard on this ride because that's it. And I'm popped right here, guys. I try to go with the last couple kick. All these guys here never saw the front. I'm popped. This ride's on Strava. Check it out. So it's not over yet though. So what I'm going to show you guys now is the regroup spot coming up here. And then we roll back down and then we have a little sprint at the end. But this is kind of why, this is another reason that you should participate in group rides because, I mean, it's just a camaraderie. You get all the people and the cool stuff to watch. So I'm kind of just chilling here, letting everybody roll by to show you guys how many people were back there the whole time. And then you see all these people stopped up here already. Look at all these lights over here, right there to the left. They're doing their own ride, yet they regroup with us here for some reason and then want to race on the downhill. I don't know. But again, everyone's out here doing their own thing. I'm not going to bag anybody if you're out here at 5:30 in the morning riding your bicycle. It's a good thing. So no, to answer some of you guys' questions you've asked me, I think that's Jeff. Jeff asked me a question. And it was like, do I have a coach and why not? Something like that. And really it's because to me, I guess here's my reasoning for not having a coach. The second you get a coach, right, essentially you're hiring a boss, okay? He is now in charge of you riding your bicycle. So now riding the bicycle, to me, this is my opinion on coaching, becomes a job, right? I am not ever going to get paid to ride a bicycle. Like, I'm not gonna go pro, and I don't want to. That's life that I don't want to live, even if I could. But really, at this stage, you know, if you're 30 and you're thinking about getting coached, like, are you really gonna make such a fun hobby, such a fun thing to do, such an escape from work and real life? Are you gonna make that a job as well? And go out in the morning, instead of riding with your friends, my coach tells me I need to do an hour at zone 2.9. Are you gonna do that? That sounds terrible, you know, like, and what's the purpose? Ask yourself why you're doing that, you know, like, is it just, you're gonna use your coach 6 days a week so you can go race on the weekends, or excuse me, 6 days a week for 6 months so that you can go to one fondo and do well, like, or are you gonna enjoy that 6 months on a bicycle and go out and ride hard with your friends and, you know, set your own stuff up too. If you really feel like you want to hit some zones, set those days aside, do those between the group rides. But to me, it makes it a job, and this is not why I ride a bicycle. I do not ride a bicycle, you know, to have another boss, right? I've worked for someone my whole life, and when I get on the bike, I do not want to be working for somebody. So I will not have a coach. I don't want to say I'll never have a coach. If I had a coach, A, I would not pay him, and B, it would need to be somebody super intelligent that would just be giving me some general advice. I wouldn't set up like a coach to where you're getting your ride plans fed to you, and he's looking at your numbers, and he's, you know, having you do these exact things. Like, that to me just sounds terrible. So there's my coach thought. So the regroup left right as I pulled up because they were tired of waiting for the A group to get there. Yeah, they got bored. They were sitting there so long after they skipped one of the climbs. Sorry guys, we'll try to go faster next time. So yeah, now we were just rolling down this little hill. I'm looking at other questions here, trying to see what we got. There's no secret to what I do, guys. There's no secret. It's ride really hard. Most of the guys that I ride with, they know me, and they see me at the end of the, like, at the finish line, if you will, quote unquote. Like, I'm falling over, like I can't breathe, I'm gonna puke. Like, I go as hard as I can, you know, like with this invisible guy next to me, you know, like there's just, or sometimes it's not invisible, sometimes it's Johnny, who's right here on the in the camera right now. You know, it's finding that person who pushes you to that level and just doing it over and over again. It's repetition, it's time spent as well. It's time spent in those areas. You know, if you want to get better at the last lap in a crit, say that's your problem right now, like you're thinking, man, this season I felt great, I had pop, I was going with brakes, but that last lap, man, I was just, you know, I just could not hold the pace. I couldn't hold, you know, zone 11, we're gonna call it. I couldn't hold that zone 11, right? Well, guess what you need to do? You need to get into zone 11. You need to put yourself there, and you need to just start learning how to live in zone 11. And, you know, I like the made up zones because it just kind of like, if you can go to 11 and hold it there, you know, longer than the guy next to you, A, you're gonna get crazy amount of fitness, and B, when that last lap comes, it's all about the zone 11. Just put it in zone 11 and just hold it pinned there, and then, you know, actually put it in zone 10 for the pretty much the whole last lap, and then when it's time to sprint, you go up to 11. Well, why can't you make just 10 as much as 11? Oh yeah, but ours go to 11. And if you can go to 11, that's when you win. So anyway, it's finding that. It's pushing yourself there. You know, it's finding the right areas in your town, it's finding the right rides that do that to you. And then it's eating correctly. You know, eating correctly. And look, I'm not, again, I've said in one of my videos, I'm not talking about eating healthy. I'm talking about eating correctly for power and fitness. Or not power and fitness, power and strength, speed. You know, fitness is a broad word. Fitness is something you gain by, like we're talking about, just riding hard. There's steady state efforts that can help with longevity, but those steady state things where you see guys ride for 4 hours, you know, just steady, you know, stuff. Like I did today, essentially. I did 4 hours or something, and I think I averaged 190 watts. I think my normalized power was 248 for 4 hours or something like that. That's really great. That's building endurance. That's building adaptation. That's losing fat. That's it's just making me more comfortable on the bike. But it's not training me zone 11. I mean, really nothing I did today. Well, no, I did a couple efforts in the middle of that were pretty hard, but it's not really training you to go into zone 11 when you need to. So, yeah. So like right now in this group right here, we just did those 5 hills. I took 3 pulls, I think, 3 times I was on the front, brought a couple things back. Did some things, sprinted at the end there up that last climb, popped myself, you know, pretty good little ride. And then we're gonna see is we're gonna go up here, we're gonna turn right, and then we're gonna go downhill, and then we'll have a sprint coming up. And I like rides like this because this lady can't clip in. I remember this now. Like, she's still not clipped in. Right here. See this? You know. Jesus. I remember saying to myself, like, Jesus, are we gonna wreck here? We got a right-hand turn coming up. She finally gets in her clips. I'm like, thank God. What was I gonna say? Oh, rides like this. Yeah, so rides like this are great where you have really hard efforts followed by, at the very end, like after you've hurt yourself pretty bad, you fatigued your legs, and you get a little recovery, and then you sprint on those legs. It's almost like hitting that third set of the weights where you're like super tired, you give it a good little break, you roll around, music comes on, you wait for that beat drop, and then you just like crush that last set, and that's where you make the gains. And that's essentially what I like doing on these rides. And even if I'm losing the sprint, or even if like I'm not even contention for it, I'm still gonna sprint, and I'm still gonna like just ring it out. Ring it out. I guess that's what I'm gonna name the video. Something like how to build Zone 11 fitness or something, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. A little sun starting to come up here. A little more light on my subjects. New camera angle. Let's talk about that for a second. So yeah, camera's on top of the bars. Reason being is there's a light underneath my computer. It's hanging on it's a KH mount and a Knight Rider light, so it's taking up the place of a GoPro that would normally be under there. So this is not a permanent position. I don't particularly like this position. You guys can let me know in the comments below. Vegan Cyclist uses this position, and I mean, it's not bad. I prefer it the other way. I think this is a little more shaky when you're out of saddle because of the height of it. It's just gonna move more because it's up high. So I don't think I'll use it permanently. I'm doing it while I have my light on the bars. In fact, the Swirl Lake video I just recorded today, since I didn't need my light because we went out late enough, I put the GoPro already back underneath for that ride. And also it's just like, it's kind of, doesn't look very sleek with this big snorkel looking thing above my bars here. So here we go, we're starting the descent now. Rod Riley here, dressed to kill in his light blue kit. We got the 1999 Trek. I don't know what year it is. I think Rod's on a 9-speed bike, I'm not sure. But Rod's a great wheel, especially in the flats. Johnny going up the right. Might have an announcement coming from Johnny soon. It always gets a little dicey here. So what you see here is like, we're on the downhill. Obviously you see our grade there, -2%. And like the people that didn't really participate in the A group on the climbs, some of the people that were like waiting at the regroup area for the A group to get there, like, oh, why you guys take so long? Now they're all involved in this downhill situation. So usually that gets me lit up a little bit as far as like, I'm gonna go, you know, like I started getting the second win. And there's a sprint coming up now. So people start deciding now what we're gonna do. I'll talk a little bit about my ideas on sprinting too. I know that I should probably do a whole video on my perspective and what I'm looking for and what's going on in sprinting. Eric Marcotte here to the left. Eric was on the ride today. UHC going away. Heard they're dissolving. Anyway, so I'm rolling up here. But yeah, anyway, I should probably do a whole video on just sprints, breakdowns, and my thought process, because it's a lot of a chess game as it is fitness or strength or power or, oh, I can hit 1800 watts. That's great, man, but it doesn't win you races. Like if you go look at the dudes in Cali, I mean, there's winning races at 1300 watts at most, just because they can carry speed, they can hold speed, and they're always in the right position. So right here, I see what this guy's doing, his pink jersey right here, right? And I go, nah. I'll slow down. I literally hit the brakes. Like, you want to play this game? I'll burn it to the ground. He was literally not pedaling because he didn't want to be up there because he didn't like that position. It was too close to the front, too early. That's smart. That's a smart play. If you want to play that game, Ricky can play that game. I will go even slower. I will stop this whole ride. We'll just pull over. Like track stand. You want a track stand? Let's do it. You know, that's essentially the same idea. So anyway, here we come. Rod just starts lining it out here, 35 miles an hour. Rod took a deep pull there. And this dude kicks. And yeah, I've had enough. Second 1,000-watt effort here. And I go by him. That's it. That's all, and that's our group rides. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always. I got to end the video really quick. Please subscribe. Please like the video. We'll talk to you next time.